Morals and integrity are just words if one looks at the list of the top 200 ANC candidates, those who have been nominated by branches for the position of the National Executive Committee. Now, the list is out, and Malusi Gigaba, Sihle Zikalala, and Mduduzi Manana are leading the pack in terms of the numbers of nominations they've achieved. Earlier today, the party's electoral committee, that was yesterday, the party's electoral committee, Khalima Muklante, announced the 200 names that will vie for positions. Many of these names on their list have had their integrity questioned. Let's discuss this list now with Sandile Swana, a political analyst. Sandile, good afternoon. Welcome to today, and thank you very much for your time and patience while we were going live there to Nasrec, where the NEC of the ANC was supposed to meet, but that meeting has yet to begin, or there was kind of a session, but now they are waiting outside. So tell any surprises for you? I've just mentioned 3 names. I mean, Sihle Zikalala tops that list of 200 names. Then you've got Malusi Gigaba. Then you have Mduduzi Manana and the rest. Were you surprised?
Well, I think a number of us would have been surprised by the popularity of Sihle Zikalala, coming from KZN, having been removed in the manner that he was from leadership. And in fact, it also speaks to his other colleague who's now vying for Secretary Generalship of the ANC. So that would have been a surprise. It does mean that there is a level to which the agenda that Sihle Zikalala would have been pursuing in KZN has some credibility beyond the local politics and dynamics of KZN. So that was a surprise. But we do need to add, in the light of what you were saying earlier on, that he himself got questions with the distribution of emergency supplies and water and so on in KZN at the time. He clashed with his neighbors about that. So the issues of morality, the political morality and integrity within the ANC remains. And the other 2 that you've mentioned, Manana and Gigaba, I still think Gigaba is going to enter very stormy waters legally. I think Gigaba is likely to be prosecuted for one thing or the other in terms of economic irregularities.
Yeah, just to mention to you, Sandile, we are expecting the ANC to brief the media shortly at Nasrec. We might have to go there and leave this interview shortly. So Zikalala, the popularity surprise, so he's got a stronger base or a wider support base beyond KZN. And what about the youth aspect? I mean, some of these are younger than the current crop of top leaders of the ANC. Is there something there that's sort of significant?
That is significant. I think we're starting to see a generational shift in the African National Congress. It may just be forced by demographics, but there is a generational shift. And as I've always said, I mean, some of the fellows like Gigaba, on a clear day, Gigaba would have been a talented and gifted person as an individual. That is where even Sihle Zikalala himself. But what has actually damaged the generational shift in the ANC is that a lot of them, like Gigaba, for instance, have actually adopted the ethics, the corrupt ethics, whereby all sorts of characters joined the ANC and introduced the criminal culture, criminal and corrupt culture. So that is happening. What we are not clear about is the gender shift.
Okay, Sandile, let's pause there.